最壞那天，情緒化的那一天。
Hey guys, I'm Fred Cheng. Now you're listening to Billboard Radio China.
最大原因，終於可放心，只問如頑石也可相襯。
10 questions.
「像我一開口就有一點的討厭。 路過最視野一堆烽煙，不想參與盛宴，共你棲身小餐店，一杯水也甜。
What's going on? It's your boy Doom Kitty. We are back here again. We're sitting at the Billboard Radio China studios, and I'm sitting down in front of a fellow Canadian. A guy, though, who has a bit more of a footprint in Hong Kong than I do. He's doing all sorts of stuff. He's been on screen. You've heard him on the airwaves. From singing competitions to commercials to TV to movies. And a few albums here and there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Fred Cheng.
What's up? What's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I mean, it's exciting to have you here.
I'm excited to be back. It's been like almost 2 years.
It has been a while, and I'm looking around. We've got your album here somewhere.
It's right here.
It's right there.
Bam.
Okay.
Boom. Look at that. Look at that pretty boy.
That's the thing. And I mean, it's always, whenever I come in here and I'm doing interviews and all that, it's always just Fred staring at me.
Yeah, is it there all the time?
You know what? No, usually it's somewhere over here.
Oh, okay.
Which makes it even more uncomfortable because you've got the person there and Fred right next to him.
Eye line is right there.
Yeah. It's a little uncomfortable. And I mean, you look at that picture, it's very sort of sexy and smoldering. And so you're just like, okay, wow.
Those are my bedroom eyes.
Yeah.
Right there. Those are my bedroom eyes, man.
It's a little disconcerting sometimes. I feel like I gotta put a post-it over it. Yeah. So we've got to jump into this, and we can't just talk about your bedroom eyes all day.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about how you got to where you are today, because you're from Vancouver.
Yeah.
Born and raised, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But you're in Hong Kong. You've got a singing career. You've got an acting career. How did you go from kid born in Vancouver to star in Hong Kong?
It was all a fluke.
Okay.
Totally was, because after I graduated from high school, I came to Hong Kong for just summer vacation, but it was like a 2-month vacation. I didn't have any friends or anything because I came here with my mom, and then I was just sitting around, lazing around every day. You know, I was bored out of my mind, and I think my mom saw like an ad for a singing competition, and she's like, "Hey, why don't you just join since you have nothing to do every day? You know, just go have fun, go sing." Oh, okay. So I went and then went for auditions, and I got a call back and went for like a second audition. And I got a call to, "Hey, you're in the competition. You're in." Oh, okay. And so there was a pre-competition, so I did that, and I got into like the final 10. And then I would be in the final competition, but before I could go on stage, I have to sign a contract with the record company.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I was like, I guess I'm doing this. Because I didn't know what I would take in university.
Okay.
I did have an idea of just taking like a year or two off, see what the possibilities are. So I'm like, okay, well, since this is presented on my plate, why not give it a shot? So I went to the final competition and I won second. And then I had to represent Hong Kong to go for the world competition. And after that, I had a record deal. Gonna come up with my album. You know, bam, made it. It was like Bieber. That was hot stuff, man. I was like, yeah, top of the world. And then 2 months later, I get a call. They're like, "Hey, Fred, you don't have to go to work tomorrow." I'm like, "Oh, why? What's going on?" They're like, "I will tell you later." And the next day, it was like a headline. My Capital Star record bankrupt. I was like, what the, you know, what's going on?
That's always a fun way to start your career, right?
Yeah. And then I think we had to go back for a meeting, and they're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna have to let you go. And man, that was like from the top of the world, then rock bottom. I didn't know what to do, lost. And then I'm like, can I still try to sing? And then I had my manager at the time, and she was bringing me to different record companies, but then there were no interest in that. And then, but one day I got a phone call from the TVB. They're like, hey, are you interested to come in to act and join our, was it the training class first?
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, I guess, nothing to lose. I was like, 18 at that time. So I tried that and started school at TVB, and that lasted for half a year. And then started acting from like being like an extra, being like a dead body. They're like, we need a dead body, Fred, lie down. Okay. Splashing blood on my face. Like, oh, there you go. Hey, come here. You gotta do a rape scene. I'm like, what? Me? Rape? Do you see my face?
Oh boy.
Right? Does this look like a rapist face? Yeah, I had a rough time there. And then you started acting and started getting better roles. Started to be the little brother, the brat brother. Yeah, did that for a few years. And then I did like the Hong Kong CSI kind of thing. But then in 2013, I believe, TVB hosted their own singing competition again.
Right.
But this was only just for actors. So I thought it was kind of interesting, and I didn't feel like competing anymore. So, I'm not going to join. My manager's like, why don't you just try? I'm like, I did it, tried it. Got disappointed. I'm not expecting
it didn't work out too well, so yeah.
So whatever, I'll just concentrate on acting. Well, she's like, well, it's not like you're going to win. I was like,
those are fighting words right there.
Yeah, it's not like you're gonna win. I was like, what? Okay, fine. Let's give it a shot. Give it another shot. And then went for auditions. And then, then I got into the competition. And then it went on for 13 grueling episodes. Luckily, yeah. And I won. And then signed with a new record company called The Voice Entertainment. And here I am today.
Well, so let's talk a little bit about this competition, because I think people who don't know anything about this might be interested to learn a little more. I mean, it's called Voice of the Stars.
Yep.
Like you say, 2013. You consistently stayed in the top 2 that whole competition.
Man, that was rough. Week after week.
Like that's a lot of pressure.
That's a lot of pressure. Yeah, that was rough. That was a rough time.
And
it's fun.
And if I think I've got this right, you scored some of the highest scores that show's seen.
Yes.
Like, and especially their first couple performances
Yes.
were really right up there. Like you really, I mean, you dominated the show.
For a little bit, and then I dropped. Yeah, for a little bit, but then, yeah, man, the pressure was really big, because then you would always have to think of a song, practice, and going on stage week after week, and yeah, it was pretty stressful.
Let me ask you this. I mean, you're competing against people you knew, people
My fellow
you worked
coworkers.
with. Yeah. Was there a sense of like, oh, I'm going to knock you out, I'm going to kill you in this thing, like I'm going to beat you? Or was it much more just like, all right, screw it, we're going to go on stage and sing, why not?
Yeah, no, it was more like that. It was more like that because I've known many of these guys or ladies for a lot of years already. And then, because with TVB, there's a lot of talent.
There is,
in my company. A lot of musicians, a lot of singers. But everyone's just waiting for that break, that chance to just go up and show their craft. So there was a lot of love in that show. Yeah, and we still keep in touch. We have like a group, and we're always talking, chatting, talking behind other people's backs and stuff,
Well, it wouldn't be entertainment without that, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, talking about TVB, I want to go back to something, because I think this is kind of cool. People may not know this. You went to Eric Hamber Secondary School.
Woo! Shout out to Eric Hamber. Yeah.
Over in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of people in Hong Kong who did as well. One of them actually is a fellow TVB star.
Yes, I know a few.
Yeah. Well, the one I've got here, Jacqueline Wong Sim Wong.
Yeah, Jacqueline Wong.
First runner-up, for Miss Hong Kong 2012.
Yes.
And now with TVB.
Yeah.
The other one, who you may remember from school, Daryl O. Young, class of 98, who's now a race car driver based in Hong Kong.
No way.
Yeah. Because if I'm right, he was a couple years ahead of you. Because he's class of 98, right?
Maybe he used to beat me up.
He's a big guy. I mean, I saw a picture of him when I was looking him up.
No, I don't recall. Maybe if I see a picture or something. Yeah, but Jacqueline. I think when I was in grade 12, she was in grade 8.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
like that.
Because she's class of 07.
Yeah.
So it's a few years off. Yeah.
I was class of 01. Damn. Feel old.
So talking about that, though, talking about school, going back to what you were saying, you entered a singing competition sort of on a whim, but you have a history of music.
Yes.
You've been playing music, performing since you were tiny, a little kid.
A kid. I remember joining the choirs like ever since elementary school, and then picked up the bass in grade 6. Mostly influenced by my uncles because they have a band in Vancouver and they still perform regularly. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, it was one day I took a sheet home listing all the instruments that we could choose from. There's like the trombone, trumpet, drums, electric bass. And then my uncle saw, I said, "Hey, electric bass." I'm like, all right, cool. And it turns out I was the only one who picked the electric bass. And then started with the school band. And then I got invited to play in the Vancouver Youth Band, which is another thing, extracurricular thing. Because apparently basses are really scarce in these school bands. Yeah, everyone picks like the trumpet or like.
Well, I mean, I picked the trumpet in the 6th grade, actually, funnily enough. Yeah. But yeah, exactly. No one picks certain instruments.
Yeah, so there were like 2 basses in like the youth society in Vancouver. So yeah, I started off with that and continued with choir and jammed with my family, my uncles and stuff. So yeah, that music has been a big part of my life.
Now, let me ask you this, because of course I've got you sitting in front of me. We can't just talk about your life in general. We've got to talk a little bit about the music you're doing.
Yeah.
Let's start with the obvious question. Tell me a little bit about the music you're making these days. What is it? How do you describe it?
Well, we'll have to come back to once I moved to Hong Kong. I formed a band called Home, and then I'm really influenced by the blues, the rock and roll era. Led Zeppelin, Cream, Beatles, my favorite band of all time.
And to go back to Voice of the Stars, you performed some of this stuff. You performed stuff by the Beatles, by Queen.
By Queen. I did that. So I'm really, that old school rock and roll. I love that era. So in my band, I found bandmates that are on the same page musically. And so I always want to transfer that into my own music. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't, because we still have to look at the market here, and it's always mostly ballads, heartbreaks, So but I've written some that are some more rock and roll sides. So I want to do more. I want to expand on more rock and roll and or funk. I'm going to go for the groove sometimes, but that's rare. And
it's harder to find out here. Yeah,
because I think lyrics are more important in Cantonese music, but as in Western music and whatnot, it's always about the feel or the groove or the feel of the song. So yeah, there's a difference right there. So we'll try to find a balance. Just kind of make it more groovy sometimes.
Well, I mean, talking about that, you've got a new track that came out in December. I'm not going to butcher the Chinese. In English, translates to starting line.
Does it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
At least that's what my guys told me.
That was like a direct.
Over there.
Yeah, it's like a direct translation. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this song, because people can go on to Spotify or Apple Music or whatever and can find it.
Yeah. So this song, it's my own composition, and it's not like the rock and roll thing I was talking about. It's more of a ballad, and because I usually write with a guitar, and that's just my go-to instrument, just like instinct guitar. But this time I was just like noodling around in front of the piano, and then I came up with this chord progression, this intro, and I thought the idea was pretty interesting, and I just wanted to develop it more, and a melody came out of it, and it was just kind of out of the blue. I wasn't deliberately trying to write a song, so that was kind of a fluke. And then I just sent it over to my company, and they liked it. They're like, yeah, let's do this track. So they sent it over to a lyricist, Sandy, and she wrote the lyrics for it. And it's a real personal song for me, because this past year I wouldn't say it was my best year.
It's been tough, right?
It's been tough, man.
Yeah.
So and then Sandy decided to write about it, decided to write how I feel, and I thought it was kind of, we're like walking on a fine line here, Do I really want to sing about my feelings, man? Do I want to be naked in front of everyone? But I think you guys gotta face the music, sometimes, and then that reflected on the music video that we did as well. So I think it was really raw, really true song, and it's really close to my heart. And so every time I perform it, it's just me. You know, I'm not trying to portray another story. I'm not trying to portray a character or use another tone to sing this voice. Man, it's just me standing in front of you, telling you about my story.
Well, you and I were talking about this before we got started. You know, balancing sort of authenticity with image.
Oh yeah.
Right, and of course, you and I both have a footing in Western entertainment. We're used to that to an extent.
Yeah.
But we're both also out here, and there's that balance. I mean, we were talking about this where out here, especially, you've got to fit an image, you've got to fit a certain style, and it's often given to you. Like, it's not like you get to be like, okay, I want to be the bad boy of rock music. They're like, no, you're gonna be the good boy. You're gonna be the angel. Like,
no, man, I'm always the angel. What are you talking about? That's me.
no, but I mean more generally, right? Like
Yeah.
they sort of hand out roles
Yeah.
to artists, and they tell you sort of, this is how we want you to act.
Yeah.
This is how we want you to be portrayed.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's even true sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, there's more of a tighter grasp on this thing because I guess they have their own perspective of what they want. You know, kind of like, okay, this is what we're gonna do with you. You know, we'll give you this song. You're gonna sing this song. You're gonna wear this suit. Don't speak too much. Okay, but then I think I'm lucky because I get to write my songs and whatnot. But you know, it's not as I would say as loose as the Western entertainment world. And I still, because I guess the market here is kind of small, and you're like a role model
Right.
for the younger kids and stuff. And if you screw up, you know, if you do something bad, then you're really letting them down. Because for my fans, I have a lot of families, you know, younger kids that really look up to me and stuff. So of course I want to portray a good and healthy image for them to look up on. And which, you know, hey man, I'm just a normal guy, Canadian guy. How bad would it be? So I think it's cool. But sometimes I think they should just take it easy. Because I remember I got this haircut 2 days ago and then saw my colleagues said, "Why'd you cut your hair so short?" Why not? Come on, you know, you're supposed to be the good boy, you know, like what?
Well, apparently good boys can't have short hair.
Yeah.
I didn't know this rule. I'm gonna have to write it down somewhere.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. So I just ignored it. I'm like, okay, whatever.
And I mean, that kind of thing is tough. We've seen it play out a few times here. Of course, I don't want to name names, but a famous actor a little while back had some photos come out. And one thing that really struck me is someone else had stolen those photos from him.
Yeah.
And he had to apologize for them, despite having no part in them getting out. They're private pictures, and
I think those guys got prosecuted as well.
they did. No,
Yeah,
they
right.
did. But he really took a hit for this. And I wanted to sort of ask you about this because you've alluded to this, and let's not go into too much detail. You've had a tough year. You've had some struggles publicly.
Yeah.
Hong Kong, to me, always seems like an interesting sort of case study because it's a very small market.
Yeah.
It's very self-contained. There's not much Cantonese music being produced outside of Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about being in the public eye here, because I think we all know sort of what it's like looking at it from the Western side, right? TMZ and all that stuff. You know, you can go see anything happen to anyone. Hong Kong is not immune to that sort of thing. There is a big sort of focus on gossip magazines and all that kind of stuff. How do you live a personal life very much in the public eye?
Sometimes it's hard. And remember, there are times when they're just camped right outside of my home. And although I'm in my home, you know, curtains shut, you still feel that pressure, you know.
You can still feel the eyes on you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And then you start to get paranoid. You know, it gets to you.
Yeah.
You know, before it happens, you're like, no, I'm just chill, whatever, I'll do my thing, it's okay, it doesn't get to me. But in time, it starts eating away at you. And with your psyche, and you start thinking about some screwed up shit, you know. Whoops.
It's a great thing we've got a beat button.
Yeah, or not. So yeah, it gets to you no matter how strong you think you are, you know. Sometimes you really just gotta take a break. You just get out of here. You go somewhere, just let loose, and just not. Because I feel like I'm a positive guy most of the time.
I think that's coming across,
Right?
yeah.
But this past year, it started getting to me. I was surprised. Whoa, it's getting to me. But so that's why I took some time off, and you know, things started getting better again. And then it got bad again. And then now it's, you know, I wouldn't say it's the best time, but I feel that if after I go through this, it's gonna make me stronger. I got to know myself better, you know, and I have kind of have a better relationship with myself now.
Which is important.
And the language of how I speak to myself, So, and I think it's a skill. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And the more you say bad stuff to yourself, the better you get at that too. So it's a choice. It's a choice. So living here in the public eye, it's, sometimes it's hard, but hey man, sometimes I just got to go down and eat my bowl of noodles. So yeah, you can take my picture. It's fine.
You got to deal with it sometimes. Yeah.
像我一開口就有一點的討厭，路過隨時惹一堆烽煙，不想參與盛宴，共你棲身小餐店，一杯水也甜。若我輸得起，未怕艱苦的挑戰，下個凌晨有新的一篇，當風聲正流遍，沒有祝福的加冕，都想肩並肩。最壞那天，情緒化的那一天，又再失眠，我亦能站到這前線，最冷天，能夠過得這一天，就會跨前，破裂全用兩手重建，痛若無可避免，為你擋穿心之前，都不講再見。仍記得終點是更新的起跑線。下個轉角有新的景點，當荊棘再遇見，常會呼出一口氣，都想走遠點。最壞那天，情緒化的那一天，又再失眠，我亦能站到這前線，最冷天，能夠過得這一天，就會跨前，破裂全用兩手重建，痛若無可避免，為你擋穿心之前，都不講再見。那天，還最勇敢那一天，倔強的臉，以後留待笑中懷念。最冷天，能夠過得這一天，尚有千年。破裂來用決心重建，我們如果幸免，暴雪中都不改變，一生不會變。
Hey guys, I'm Fred Cheng. Now you're listening to Billboard Radio China.
All right.
You ready for the superstars?
10 questions.
Action! Get this party started!
Now, I mean, let me ask you this. You've gone through some tough times. There are people out there who are going through tough times.
Yeah.
How do you deal with this stuff? I mean, you're talking a little bit about it, but how do you tell people to deal with these tough times?
Okay, I'll tell you how I dealt with it. I am a very introverted person. I never talk about my stuff. But after this past year, I learned that you really just got to open up to your family, to your friends. Those are your biggest support system. If not, you could totally seek professional help. You know, go to a shrink, go to a counselor and stuff. Because you really got to let stuff out.
You got to talk to someone.
Right? Because you're always just, thinking about all this stuff and just eating it out of yourself. And you hate yourself, You have to have a vent somewhere to let it out. And after you let it out, you might feel better. You might not, they might have some good advice or they're just listening. But at least you just let it out. And then exercise. You will feel a lot better exercising. Because the thing I heard before, emotion comes with motion. Right?
That's a good one.
Right? Comes with motion. So you just got to move. And then you'll feel better after that. And find a hobby. I'm so lucky I have music in my life. I can just go jam with my friends, rock out on the guitar, write a song, or just start screaming, right? Start singing. And then, you'll feel better. And just know that it's temporary, It'll go by. Pain is temporary. And then know that after you get through this, you're going to be much better, much stronger, much wiser, and more thankful. Live in gratitude. I think that's the key.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, talking about getting away and escaping and doing all sorts of fun stuff other places, you're traveling in March.
In March, yeah, man.
You're going to be in Vancouver and New York City.
Yeah, homecoming.
Tell me about this. I mean, this is exciting.
So excited, man. I think I'm more excited than the fans. Because then I have been back to Vancouver to perform, but not by myself, with other singers as well.
Okay.
But this one, I'm headlining my own concert. So, man, I every night now, before I sleep, I would just, on bed, I'd imagine the whole show and what I'm going to do. And I can just feel the emotion. I get so emotional thinking about it, which song I'm going to sing. Because the support is all there already. I'm getting messages every day from my friends, from my family, that, we bought tickets. We couldn't get the front row. We got the second row. And then I messaged my cousin the other day. Hey, I'm coming back for my concert. You're going to be there? He's like, dude, I'm filming it. It's in production. I was like, what the hell? Get out of here. Man,
that's pretty cool.
That's crazy, right? It's like, I'm filming. I'm like, holy shit. It's party backstage. So yeah, really excited for the Vancouver show. And then totally psyched for the New York show because in past summer, I spent quite a bit of time in New York. So I have some friends there, and I went to a music school there. And so I told my professors, hey, I'm coming back. So I hope they're going to come and check it out. And yeah, psyched.
Let me ask you this: going back to Vancouver on your own power this time, how nervous are you?
On another person's dime, I feel good. I thought I'm gonna be like really nervous doing this thing because it's a big thing. Going home, you're gonna show your family, your friends what this past decade, what you have accomplished and stuff. But I feel pretty good about it. I feel pretty chill. Because I think it's pretty safe. I could just go on stage and just do whatever. And, it's going to be all right. I just want to share my music with the people I love. And I think I'm going to know or have some connection with everyone in the theater. So that's going to be really exciting, to see familiar faces and stuff. Yeah.
That must be great also to almost validate what you're doing to the people you grew up with, right?
Yes, totally. I remember in high school, I'm just always singing. I just annoy the hell out of
Yeah, I was
friends.
just thinking, I had kids like that in high school. We hated them.
Right? You're always singing, man. Like walking down the hallway, I'm just singing. And then I would join the sing competition. Oh, actually, I went back to Hamburg the other year. And then they had I think it was a yearbook or one of those things, and I was mentioned, honorary mention. Fred Chang now is like a pop star. And
Oh, wow.
I was like, yes.
Well, you're on the Wikipedia page for the school as well. That's how I found out
really?
that you had classmates here. Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Never knew that. Yeah, so yeah, then I went to see my choir, my music teacher when I went back, and they're all so happy for me. And, I'm proud. I'm proud to go back and say, hey, man, your boy, I'm doing it. I'm doing my dream. So I'm really blessed. Really blessed.
I mean, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, man, totally.
Now, you've mentioned this briefly. I've got to bring this up because I think this is pretty cool. Either you are still or you have done an online degree with Berklee College of
right?
Music.
Yeah.
Tell me a little about that.
Well, because I've always wanted to go there.
I mean, it's an amazing school.
Yeah, because all the people I really look up to, they went there. John Mayer, Charlie Hunter, I think Diana Krall went, and Lee Home, the Taiwanese singer. So I always wanted to go there, but then it was so expensive back then.
Yeah.
It was just my dream, you know, I could never make it happen. But then I think 2 years ago, I was like, I think I could afford it now. But I couldn't go there personally, so I started.
Well, it's a
doing
big commitment, right?
Yeah, so I would have to do a online thing. Now I did, I think 2 courses. I've completed 2 courses already, and then this past summer I went to Boston because I wanted to go for wanted to go for 1 semester actually. But then because of work, I went to Boston late for school.
Oh, jeez.
I know, and then they're like, damn, we can't put you in class now because everyone's in their own classes doing their own stuff. And then I'm like, no exception. They're like, no, man, but you could enjoy the city of Boston. Right? So, because I booked everything already, booked time off from my company. And so what I started doing was I started looking professors from Berklee up online. And then I'm just like stay in the school and I was look for guitar lessons. So I started taking lessons from graduates from Berklee.
Oh, cool.
Which was cool. And then I emailed this guitarist called Tomo Fujita, which was John Mayer's professor, you know. And he was so nice. He lived out in the suburbs of Boston. So I would take like an hour and a half train out to the suburbs. And he's like, yes, get out of the station and you'll see me. I got out of the station and I saw him. He said, and I got in his car and he drove me to his home to give me a lesson.
That's pretty cool.
And I was just in awe. I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, slow down. He said, just try to play what I play. Just try to copy me. And then drove me back to the train station and took the train back to Boston. And then afterwards, I'm like, this is not really what I'm looking for. I just really want to get immersed in music. So
Right.
and then I found the New York Jazz Academy. And then they had, it's like a school life. So it's every day, Monday to Friday. It's like from 10 to 4. You're in school, so I went that and I did that, and I got a lot out of it. So, and now I'm still doing courses online with them. Yeah, I'm still doing it.
Very cool. Well, I have to admit, I actually lived in Boston for 7 years.
Oh yeah,
and it's a
7 years.
great city.
Did you
yeah.
go to university there?
I did, yeah. I was DJing. I was running an entertainment company out there,
Oh,
and going to school at the same time.
What school did you go to?
Well, I got my degree at the end of the day from Harvard, from their night school.
Smart guy.
Well, I don't know about
Smarty pants.
that. Good at taking tests, I guess.
What are you doing in Hong Kong?
This.
Awesome.
Actually, you know what? Funnily enough, we had Billboard Radio Live recently. The poster, of course, just behind you.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
And speaking of which, they actually did that this year. Far East Movement was here, and arranged for Alex Toe
I saw
to
that.
be on stage with them,
I saw.
and they did a mashup with him.
That was crazy. You know. Yeah, because I follow Alex Toe online. I'm mind blown because he wasn't even mentioned on the.
Yeah, well,
On
it
the
was
list.
very much a surprise appearance kind of
Must
thing.
have been crazy. I think
It was wild. Yeah.
It was wild, right? And then Khalil Fong. Oh man, I sucked up to that too online. Man, that guy's killing it.
Well, actually, I wanted to bring him up briefly because, of course, you and he have a similar kind of background. He was born in Hawaii. You were born in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Both you guys grew up in a Western music household, but still very much a Chinese household as well.
Yeah.
And there's one other similarity. I don't know if you know this. Your only English song on Spotify is a cover of "Wonderful Tonight" that you did a while back,
Yeah.
and that's one of the covers
He did
on
right?
his
Yes,
profile.
yes.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you a little bit about that. I mean, you very much took that song, you reworked it, made it your own to an extent. What is it about that song that apparently is so appealing?
No, because Clapton's God, so you must do a Clapton song in your concert. But I'll tell you a story about that song. It wasn't supposed to be on the Spotify or on the DVD.
Oh, really?
Because of copyright reasons and whatnot.
Yeah, of course.
And so what I did, I wrote an email to Clapton's company explaining why I did this song and how much Eric Clapton's music meant to me, and it influenced me a lot just to pick up the guitar. And they replied, they're like, yeah, put it on your album.
So they cleared it just like
they
that.
just cleared it. Wow. I was like, wow, Clapton, you are God. I love him, man. I love him. And of course, I'm going to do a Clapton song this time around too in March.
Do you know which one yet? Have you figured it out?
Yeah. Of course.
Well, we're looking forward to that. That should be interesting, I assume.
Yeah. So I was really happy that Eric Clapton and his company did that for me. And but too bad because I did a Jimi Hendrix song and that didn't make it. But yeah, it was crazy. I had so much fun doing that song because for guitar playing, I think Jimi Hendrix is top. You know, I just look up to him so much. I would worship him. You know, I would like burn incense every morning and I don't meditate and be like, Hendrix. I'll channel his spirit and pick up his guitar. You know, that's what I do. So yeah, it was fun.
I mean, building off on that, you know, like I said, you were born in Vancouver, you grew up there.
Yeah.
You got the Chinese background. Is there an issue for you now when you're making music of balancing sort of the Chinese heritage with the Western history, having grown up there? Or has that come together a lot more naturally than people might assume?
Sometimes I have to really, if I really let instincts or the feelings just flow, then it would be more towards the Western influence. So sometimes I would have to, hey, slow down, pull back. You know, you got to let's think more clearly first. What the audience like this kind of stuff. And sometimes you just got to dial it down a bit and just to have more of a mass appeal. Because if I could just go full on of what I like to do, then I don't think it will sell. Yeah,
that's always the tough part. I mean, being commercial but being true to yourself, right?
Yeah, but I do kind of slip it in somewhere, you know, somehow, because I got to satisfy myself as well in my own creativity. You know, be it playing the guitar on the records and just playing the notes that I want to play. You know, more blues. I'm always slipping blues licks in my guitar solos, and for live shows, I'm always extending the solos. You know, just doing my thing. So through those channels, I get to really feed my creative side and just be satisfied with it.
Very cool. Well, we cannot take up all of your time all day.
No worries, man.
Before we wrap up, though, the big question: what's coming up next for you?
Coming up next will be the third album, which I'm currently working on, and hopefully it'll be out sometime this year. So
absolute latest December 31st.
Yeah. So that's my deadline there, and hopefully I'll start. You guys will see me on TV again. Hopefully I'll be in a drama and start shooting again. It's been like more than a year since I've been in my last.
It's been a
drama.
while. Yeah,
it's calling for me. I feel it. And
of course, Vancouver and New York.
Yeah. So that's what I'm concentrating on now. So it will be a good show. I'm not gonna hope. So I hope you guys will be there.
Are people going to be able to see clips from the show or anything like that?
Probably. You know, I'm sure people will be throwing stuff on YouTube. And, yeah. Or maybe I'll just do my own lives.
Yeah, there you go. Just like a Facebook Live or something.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Well, Fred, this has been an absolute pleasure. It's been a lot of fun.
No, pleasure's all mine, man.
We're looking forward to checking out what's coming up next and what's coming out now.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
Awesome.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
與你連珠掌心，不管天缺地震，與你無間斷，未懼世上裂痕。回頭望着你眉心，便明白這個世界太動人。默契又平穩，是你能安撫我內心。幾多年人生，命中的一個能完全貼近，你偏似萬有的牽引，在你眼中明白永恆。幾多年餘生，亦都只想你能成為責任。你的吻是我睜開眼最大原因。終於可放心，不需要太多才合襯。兩個人沒身份，偏偏可以共振。兩個人邂逅，就像美麗白雲。回頭 頭望着你眉心，便榮幸有你帶我去覓尋。默契又平穩，是你能安撫我內心。幾多年人生，命中的一個能完全貼近。你偏似萬有的牽引，在你眼中明白永恆。幾多年餘生，亦都只想你能成為責任。你的吻是我睜開眼最大原因，我可為誰護蔭？若天地淪陷，只要和你不黑暗。每日太多變化，更令我知道愛就別遺憾。留住你，就別再管未來的厄運。閉着雙眼避過密雲，誰人留心？幾多年人生，又找到幾個能完全貼近？你偏似萬有的牽引，在你眼中明白永恆。幾多年餘生，亦都只想你能成為責任。你的吻是我睜開眼最大原因，終於可放心，只吻如頑石也可相襯。
10 questions.
最壞那天，情緒化的那一天。
Hey guys, I'm Fred Cheng. Now you're listening to Billboard Radio China.
最大原因，終於可放心，只吻如頑石也可相襯。